So, you've been playing Apex Legends for a while now, and maybe you feel like you could be doing more to help your team. You might find that you can't seem to find your ass with both hands while your teammates are either destroying enemy players or getting destroyed because you weren't there to help. I'm going to give you 5 easy to remember tips to help improve your ability to be the best teammate anyone has ever had the pleasure of playing with. The first thing to get better at is to know where you are jumping. One of the most annoying things jumpmasters will do is jump without marking where you're heading, and then once you see where you think you're going, they'll just all of a sudden change destination at the last second because the POI is extremely hot. Commit to the jump. Now, if you may want to change your destination while jumping, do so earlier than right before you land. You have plenty of opportunity while in a flight to look around and see where other teams are going. This should give you ample time to change your destination and always mark the new destination. Also, don't pass off Jumpmaster and then ping a location to land. You had your opportunity to jump there and you chose not to use it. You're a jackass. Don't wiggle on the jump from the ship. I see a lot of randoms doing this as a sign to get you to release from the team on your way to a destination. They do it because they want to get to the POI faster, but doing this ultimately slows down the whole team's jump and it's counterproductive. So just don't do it. You're a jackass. Know what your team is doing. Try to stay with your team as much as possible and always check your map to see where they are. If you have a teammate who's wandering off on their own, try to remind them that they're alone and that they need to come back to the team. Sometimes you'll have teammates who just don't care what the rest of the team is doing and they'll ignore all your callouts or whatever information you're giving to them. Just let them die and remind them that they can also solo queue in their lobby. Ultimately, this player is hurting the whole team by pretending to be good enough to be like a lone wolf because they think they're Fade or Asu or whatever, and then they quickly get reminded that they aren't even close. Once this teammate goes down, it's a 100% guarantee that they're going to rage quit after they die. You don't need them on your team anyway. On the other side of that coin, if you have a teammate who's off on their own and they're killing everyone, try to regroup with them and help them out. That teammate, while they aren't a team player, they're very valuable to your team. And while they may not admit it, they could still use your help. You ever wipe your ass and get a little poop on your thumb? Yeah? Good. Honesty. Use your voice. The ability to use voice comms in-game is there for a reason. Communication. So it's important to know what callouts are important and which ones aren't. While in a jump, it can be helpful to let your teammates know how many teams are landing with you. So look around during your jump to get that intel and relay it to your team. The team doesn't need to know that an enemy team landed 200 meters away. 3 teams, 4 teams. I'm going right here. While in a fight, it's important to let your teammates know the positions of enemy players, which can be pointed out with pings while you're making the call out. It's also important to let teammates know how much damage you've inflicted on an enemy player, what kind of shields that enemy player has, and what kind of legend that enemy player is. .25 red shield on that guy. One back there too. Right here by this thing. Hurt Loba. Bangalore's down. Knock Bangalore. Nice, dude. Shield swap real quick. So if you're in a fight with a Bangalore and you've done damage to her, say something like, Bangalore hit 60 on red shield. This lets your teammates know who they need to focus on the enemy team. Also, if you have to heal, let your teammates know. You don't always have to be fully healed to be useful in a fight. Now, if you can pop a shield battery or a few shield cells while your team is doing work on an enemy team, it may be beneficial to you to go ahead and try to move back into the fight rather than wait until you fully heal. It's also important to let your teammates know that you're back in the fight or that you are X amount of seconds away, but try not to put too much distance between you and the fight. You aren't going to help your team if they're both down and you're the last one alive because you backed off way too far. Let your teammates know what you're doing, as well as let them know what kind of ammo you need or any kind of attachments you might be looking for. And also, if you haven't been using comms and you go down and die, don't decide that now is the time to start talking and blowing your teammates a bunch of grief because you died. You could have avoided this situation if you've been communicating the entire time. You have no one to blame but yourself. You're a jackass. Getting knocked. If a teammate has just been picked up from being knocked, stick close to them while they heal. This helps them focus on healing while you can focus on fighting and protecting them. Also, stick around the area if you have just respawned a teammate and ping items that will help them as soon as they land, and try not to loot all the loot bins around a respawn, but make judgment calls on that. If you're super low on ammo or have no heals and desperately need heal items, it's okay to take some things that you need, but try not to gobble up all of the loot, because a teammate that has no way of defending themselves once they've landed from a respawn, it's more likely they're just gonna die again. If you happen to be the player that has been knocked, pull your shield up and act as cover for your teammate, and vice versa. If your teammate is down, use them as cover to try and take on the fight. It's terribly important to use cover as much as possible. Also, don't ping like crazy once you've been knocked, and don't spam the I need help line. You aren't the MVP of the team, you are knocked. Chances are your teammate is still fighting. Pinging like crazy or using the help call out isn't going to make your teammate kill anyone any faster, and it isn't helping anything. I can guarantee you, your teammate knows that you're knocked. This also goes for pinging your banner over and over, and also pinging the respawn beacon over and over. If you do this, you are herpes of the penis. Also, try not to rage quit as soon as you get knocked. Hang out for a bit and see how things are going. You'd be surprised how many games you'll end up winning if you just stick around for a bit to see what happens. Bait and switch. While engaging an enemy team, it's important to not get tunnel vision and focus on killing an enemy all alone. If you're in a fight and you've both dealt a lot of damage to each other, it's important to back off and let your teammate take that kill. Chances are the enemy player will pursue you and be met with a full health teammate who's ready to lay into them and finish that fight. Remember, if you go down, you aren't much use in a fight, so try to switch off between who is dealing damage to the enemy and who is taking time to heal. And again, you don't have to be fully healed to fight. Alright, that's it. That's 5 easy to remember tips that can help you be a better teammate. If there are some things that you felt I could have touched on but didn't, feel free down below in the comments section to put those things down, and perhaps I will put together another video of 5 more tips to help make you a better teammate. If you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know by leaving me a like, comment, subscribe, all that good business. It really does help me out a lot, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.